Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be kind of like a Q&A and responding to your comments video. I didn't ask you guys for any specific questions. I just went through some of the comments that you have left on my other videos, and I'm going to answer some of your questions and respond to some of your comments. Hopefully it will be helpful, maybe a little interesting, I don't know. Let's just see what happens. And I'm gonna start by saying I'm very sorry if I say your name wrong. I know how annoying it is when people say my name wrong, but I can't promise I'm going to say it right, so I'm really sorry if I say it wrong. So Cassandra Kitching asked, can you make a video about the steps to getting to law school, like things you should do when you begin college and are not in law school yet? So I already answered this, I think. I have 2 videos about applying to law school. I think I kind of answered that question, like some of the steps to getting into law school. I think that was part 1 of that 2-part whatever applying to law school video. So check that out, and if that doesn't answer your questions, then leave some comments below of some specific questions you have. Desmond Miles, I wish law school and all universities were free. Me too. Emily Latimer, just wondering what undergrad degree you have. Thank you. I have already answered that question as well, but I get this question so many times. I feel like I should just put it in every single video, but I have an undergraduate degree in sociology. Zoe Needham, thank you so much for the video. Can you talk about any legal summer internships or programs you completed during your undergrad? I didn't do any like summer internships or programs or anything during my undergraduate degree. I don't know if there's any available. I think most of them are going to be for law students. I don't know how many you're gonna find. I don't really know a lot about that. I personally worked at a couple of different law firms during my undergrad, and that is something I would suggest. If you can, get a job at a law firm, or even just do volunteer work at a law firm or at like a company or organization that has a legal team. I would definitely suggest doing that because it'll give you a little bit of exposure. But as for like other internships and stuff, I don't know how much you're gonna find for you to do while you're in your undergrad and not in law school yet, because I think most of them are probably for law students. But yeah, you can look around, I mean, and see. But yeah, I don't really know anything else about that. But I would suggest either volunteering or getting a job at a law firm. I think that would be very helpful. Mayor Legad, I'll never waste my time doing YouTube videos. Cool. Ron Nareen, what's considered a good mark? Good question. In my undergraduate degree, I would say, like, it kind of depends. So I was in an arts degree, so it's a lot harder to get, like, perfect marks in an arts degree because it's so subjective, but I would say anything between like a 75 and 100 is probably a pretty good mark. Obviously the higher the better. For law school, it's not quite that high. I don't really know what a good mark is. I think if you get a B and anything above a B, I think you're doing okay. I don't know how great it is. I have no idea, but I think if you're getting like a C or a C plus or anything lower than that, I think that's where you have to worry a little bit. But I think if you have B's or above, I think you're doing okay. Liam Neeson, wow. Question from Liam Neeson, that's crazy. I know this question is off topic, but how many hours do you spend doing readings every day? Ew, that is a hard question. I would say anywhere from between 5 and 10 hours, 4 and 10 hours, I don't know, something like that. That's a very large range. I'll work on that for you. Bacon Eater, thanks for making these videos. You're welcome. I'm starting law school soon and I'm wondering what your favorite first year course was. That is a good question. I would say, like, I really like criminal law. I don't know if my course was the best, but I really like the content. I also really like torts and property. Contracts was cool too. Contracts was a lot of older cases though, but some of them were kind of funny. Maybe it was just my professor, I don't know. That's not helpful at all. I'm not very helpful with these answers. I'm gonna say torts or criminal law were probably my favorite. I would say, in terms of the content of the course. I like those ones the best, I think. Nat Hand. Hi, in a few years, I have to pick a study and law seems nice. Do you like it and what are your pros and cons? At the beginning of the video, you read 40 pages. What does reading include? Because it did not look like only reading. So I'll answer that first. No, usually when I'm doing reading, it's I'm reading and also making notes at the same time. So just writing out basically the important points from what I'm reading, either in my own words or sometimes if I'm lazy, I'm just copying what the book says. But yeah, so it's reading and making notes. What are your pros and cons about law? That's a hard question. Okay, so for law school, like the school itself, I would say cons are like it's a ton of work. There's so much reading to do. It can be very stressful. I think the hardest part about it is that, like, even if you're not working or doing all of these other extracurriculars, or if you are, you're so busy worrying about all of those things. So if you don't have a job, you're worried about getting a job for the summer. You're worried about articling positions, doing internships, extracurriculars. Like, you spend so much time thinking about all of those things, even if you're not actually engaging in them, and it just weighs you down. I think that's one of the cons about law school is you're never just doing school, but that's kind of life in general. I mean, you're always doing a million different things, and I don't think you can ever expect to only be worrying about one thing or thinking about one thing. But that's one of the harder things about it, I would say. Other cons, I mean, it's never a good feeling when you feel like you don't know what's going on and other people do. But I mean, that happens anytime in life, really. I mean, cons, I guess, could be if you find a particular subject boring or something, like that kind of sucks, but such is life. Pros about law school is you meet a lot of really cool people. People come to law school from all walks of life with crazy different experiences. Some people have done so much traveling, they've had other careers, they're older, they're younger. Like, it's really interesting to be around a bunch of people who have such different experiences and to kind of learn about them and to see how they got to law school. I think that that's really cool. And making friends in law school, you know, of course, is fun. Other pros, I mean, I think it's interesting, so I find learning about it a pro. I think it's really cool that this is kind of more about just law in general, but I think it's really cool that at some point, like, I'm gonna know the law. Like, I'm gonna be able to, like, give people advice about the law. And even if I don't know every single thing, I will know how to find it. So I think that's really cool. And you get to help people, not everyone, but, you know, so that's really neat. But yeah, those are probably all the pros and cons. Ksenia Tokariva, I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Are you allowed to have tattoos in law school and when you're working? No, they actually give you like a full body scan before you start law school to make sure you don't have any tattoos when you start. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, that was very sarcastic. I think maybe though, I mean, it depends on your perspective. Some people think that, you know, having a lot of tattoos is unprofessional. Other people think that it's kind of personal preference, you know, it's what you want to do with your body. It doesn't make you any less professional or any less good at what you're doing. So, I mean, I don't know. I have a tattoo, so obviously I don't think that it's going to prevent me from getting a job. I think if it did, I probably don't want that job. It might be different if maybe you had a tattoo on your face of like a dragon or something. I mean, I could see maybe people would be less trusting of you, but that's just me. It really depends. I mean, I have no idea. I really don't think this tattoo is going to affect my chances of getting a job. And there are lots of people in law school who have other tattoos, who have more visible tattoos. So I'm not particularly concerned about it. So I think, yes, you can have tattoos when you're in law school and when you're working. I think it'd be fine. I don't know if that's 2 L's, 2 I's, or an IL. Lethal Hobo. Cool. Looking through most of the comments, do you get the Kendall Jenner comment in person? I think I've probably had that comment about 2 or 3 times in person. Like, do I really even look like Kendall Jenner? I don't know. I think sometimes when I hear my voice on camera, I sound like her, but I don't know if I actually look like her. But if I do, cool, because I think she's gorgeous, so I'm gonna take it. Amelia Kelly, are you currently working while attending law school? No, I'm not. Sarah Gromley, what is your concentration? I think you mean like a specialty. I am not specializing in anything. I think I've said this in videos before as well. I don't know the kind of area that I want to work in, so I'm just kind of taking a little bit of everything just to see what I like, and I'm not gonna focus on one particular area. If you know what you want to do, that's great, but I don't, so I'm not gonna do that. Hasib Khan asks, I am also a law student. I want to come to Canada for LLM. Please make a video about how can overseas students join law school in Canada. I've had this question about international students a lot. I was born in Canada, raised in Canada, and I go to school in Canada, so I'm probably not the person to ask. I don't really know anything about international students or international studies. Like, I don't know how you get here. I don't know how it works, how you apply, or anything like that. So I'm really sorry, but probably not the person to ask about that. And I think this is my last question. Kaylin Salin, I'm so sorry, I don't know how to say that. Are you a straight A student? Maybe next video you could do on how you work and go to law school and get straight A's and are #1 in your class, how you study on your laptop. So are you a straight A student? No. I don't know if anyone in law school is a straight A student. If they are, that's pretty impressive, but no, I'm not. I guess this is a good question because I give you guys all of this advice on how to get into law school and how to do well and stuff, but you actually have no idea if I'm doing well. So good question. I am not a straight A student in law school, but I think I do pretty well. I was a straight A student in my undergraduate degree, so I'm not a complete bonehead. I'm not an expert in any of this. I probably don't get the best marks, but I think I do okay. I think I'm doing well. So that's a really good question. Good thing somebody finally asked. Yes, I'm not a terrible student that's failing and also giving you advice on how to do well. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully that makes you feel better. Maybe it doesn't, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not a straight A student. I was in my undergraduate degree. It's a lot harder in law school though. I think if you come to law school thinking you're gonna be a straight A student, that's not a good mindset to have because you probably won't be. How you work and go to law school. So as I said, I don't work at the same time, but people do. I know some people that do, so I think you just have to have good time management skills and you have to work somewhere where they understand that like law school is going to be your #1 priority. And as long as you're not working like crazy hours, I think you'll be fine. At least in your second year. I don't know about first year. I wouldn't recommend it in your first year, but maybe in your second or third year. Get straight A's. Yeah, I don't get straight A's and are #1 in your class. That is so sweet, but I highly doubt I am #1 in my class. To give you some perspective, my lowest mark is a B and my highest is an A+. So most of them are like in between. So hopefully that gives you some indication of how I'm doing. I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's bad. I'm okay with it. I have very high standards and I'm okay with how I'm doing in law school. So I think I'm doing okay. And how you study on your laptop, I don't really know how I study on my laptop. I use it to take notes when I'm in class, and I also use it to take notes from my readings. That's about it though. I don't really know what else to say about that. If you have a more specific question about that, then just leave it in the comments below. But yeah, that was a really good question. These were all really good questions, some interesting comments. But thank you guys so much for commenting on my videos, especially the nice comments. Those make me feel good. And I like when you guys ask me questions. I like trying to help you in any way that I can. I know I don't get to respond to every question, but I do my best. I think I might do videos like this every once in a while just to kind of answer those questions that maybe are harder to answer, like typing. But yeah, so hopefully you found this somewhat helpful, maybe entertaining, maybe neither. I'm sorry if it's neither. Some of the questions are just hard to answer, but I did my best. So yeah, hopefully this was somewhat helpful for you and you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave more comments below. Ask me anything about law school or whatever. If I can answer it, I will. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click the notification button so that you always know when I upload a video. Check out my Instagram. I'm really gonna try and post more on there. I'm not very good at it, but you know, I'm gonna see what I can do. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!